welcome back to Changing Room 2 for the In Conversation videos on the Conversation Couch, joined by a returning guest. The first ever returning guest, I think, unless Jampo's done something that I wasn't aware of. Welcome back.
It's good to be
Welcome back, Gavin Edwards, in your white manly fat football top. Controversial.
Well, I'm playing for the lights.
It's okay to get it out now Matty Hall's gone.
Well, and the top as well, yeah.
I hope he sees this. He definitely won't. So, Gav, we wanted to welcome you back. Obviously, your season 1 interview was one of, if not the most popular conversation that we did. It won Moment of the Season.
Yes.
In season 1. Along with your many other accolades, I think, that you picked up that day. One other accolade.
Yeah. So, biggest troublemakers, I think.
Biggest troublemakers.
Yeah.
I think that's what it was. I think
it was probably a bit more X-rated than that.
Oh, of course, yeah. 2 moments of the season.
Yeah.
But obviously, the really important one for lots of people, myself included, was your In Conversation, and a lot has grown since then. Namely. I'll name it and then you can take it away. Your coffee mornings, the introduction of Espresso Yourself.
Absolutely.
Please, yes. So obviously I attended the first session.
Yep.
I find it extremely beneficial.
Good.
But what I'd like us to do now is just talk about that a bit more, and tell people that maybe weren't there or would like to come to the next session what the crack is.
Yeah. So Espresso Yourself, as Billy has said, it grew from my first video. Which, the reaction to that video was a massive surprise to me. I've been blown away by the reaction, to be fair. So I obviously did the video, opened up a bit about myself, because I thought it was important to talk about the mental health side of the mental health benefits of Man v Fat, and the response was just astounding. It blew me away. It was really touching. It was like, wow, okay. This is good. So on the back of that, a few conversations with Stan, we managed to pull together coffee shop mornings called Espresso Yourself. And basically we've decided that I've decided that we want to use that as a platform to get all the guys together, or whoever wants to attend, just to have a chat about mental health in general, men's mental health. It's something that, again, is still not really talked about. It needs to be publicised a bit more. It needs that backing, and I think if I can do that through Espresso Yourself, it's just going to be a really invaluable tool for Man v Fat. As you said, you turned up to the first session, a couple of other guys turned up, and I used that session just basically to elaborate on my first video, and again, I opened up a bit more, and there were a few tears shed. Not too big to admit that. So a few tears shed, but I knew there was going to be, because I know it's such an emotional subject for myself. But I wanted to prove and show to show to the guys it's all right to talk about these issues that we have in our heads, and by talking about it, and every time I do talk about it, yes, I'll probably cry, but I get stronger from it, because it's getting a reaction from people that does still surprise me. So there was one gentleman, I'm not going to name names of people there, but there was one gentleman there who wasn't supposed to be there, he was a surprise visitor, approached me after I had done my bit with Espresso Yourself, and opened up to me and said that my girl's courage and my courage had really opened his eyes and been a good inspiration to him to go and seek help for himself, which absolutely blew me away, so that for me justified what I'm trying to do with Espresso Yourself. And like you said, you found it really enlightening as well, and a couple of the other guys also said, they really found it helpful. And if we can do that and we can keep helping, it's doing exactly what I hoped it would do.
It's an environment that I don't think exists very much anywhere. Like, people don't have dedicated spaces to talk about well-being and mental health, because it's not a fun conversation.
No.
It's not something that you want to chat about, and therefore doesn't get chatted about that much. So to have a space like that, I think is really healthy and really, really strong, and I think it will grow. I think it will grow from there. People just knowing that it exists.
Yeah, and I've had a lot of support from Stan, helping me with graphics and getting things created and putting things together in the background. Massive help also from Gavin Smith, who has kindly allowed us to use Christchurch Centre as the venue. We get to use that free of charge. It's a fantastic venue.
Great space.
There's breakfast rolls or bacon rolls that he put on. I bring coffee to the coffee mornings. My wife bakes sweet treats, which went down really well.
This is true.
So that all helped. But what I really need, we've got the second session booked in for the 20th of November. So the 20th of this month. I really want to see this grow, and if any of you guys from ManVFat, if you can actually make it to the Christchurch Centre on the 20th of November, it'll be fantastic, guys. It'll hopefully be a good help for some people. Nobody's going to be expected to actually open up and talk like I did in my first one. I just want to be there to try and talk through my experiences. So this month we're going to talk about money, finances. Obviously we're leading into the Christmas period now, so money can become tight buying Christmas presents for everyone. I'm stretching the boundaries of my budget at the moment because I've got 3 daughters, so it's a bit tough at the moment. And they're all getting older, so I've got 2 teenagers, one who's 6, and the 6-year-old, all she wants is a telescope. So it's like, wow, okay. So money can get a bit tight, and people fall into a spiral. So I just want to talk to people and just try and explain how I deal with it. So we'll talk more about it on the 20th. But guys, if you can make it, get yourselves along. This gentleman here can testify that it was a success the first time round, and if we can make that anywhere close for the second one, it'll be brilliant.
I certainly can. There are a few conversations that we've had about mental health, but one that sticks out to me, and possibly my favourite, was the coach back from St George's Park, and it was you, Liam, and and we were talking after a few cans, and we just said, I think it was Liam that said, I like a good cry. And I get a lot from a cry, and I think it's really not important. I don't think I recommend crying as a hobby, but certainly if you feel like it, for me it always helps just to let that sort of emotion go.
Absolutely.
It does come from a very hard place.
Yeah.
All that stuff. So I think it's really brave of you. I think it's exceptionally worthwhile, and I really hope to see more sessions and to continue to see it flourish.
Hopefully so.
What do you hope for it? Would you say, what's the goal? Is there a goal?
There's not a goal. I just feel that it's important to talk about mental health. We've got that forum to use now. We've got that forum to talk about it. There's no real set goal, but if I get just one person, a session who comes to me and says, do you know what? Something you said there has struck a chord. I'm going to do something about it. That for me is, that's just golden. That's amazing.
You're creating something there though, by where if people come along to your session, they are doing something about it.
Yes.
Even if you don't feel like you're suffering, you come along to a session like that, you are opening yourself up to a kind of a release, a kind of therapy, and it will help.
Yeah.
So seek the help where it's due, but you are creating that source now for people, and I think it's like I said, I think it's phenomenal. And I'm really proud. I'm really proud of you.
Thank you.
And I can't wait to see it grow.
Hopefully so. Yeah. we'll all be along for the journey.
I had some questions about your season and the Purple's run of death into the end of the season.
Yeah.
But I don't think we need to talk about any of that. Unless there's anything that you'd like to talk about, we do it. Because you have had some great success this season.
We have had some good success. We've had some good successes on the scales, to be fair. We've had some good, fantastic successes there. So, James Morlin, 20% weight loss. Fantastic.
Yeah, huge. Sav's 10% this week.
10%
was a real
this
moment.
week. Fantastic
that was
again.
really good to see.
I'm getting ever closer to my 15%. Hopefully I can get it over the next 2 weeks for this season, and that'll be another good milestone. But I believe, Stan, we need to have a special dedicated award just for fielding the most number of players, because the turnover of players we've had in the Purples. So obviously we are
the Hall of Fame.
We are Girth Glory, but we've rebranded ourselves within camp Cursed Glory.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, it's more PG.
Yeah. So we've got, like, players don't turn up, players come, leave. We had one who signed up and never actually turned up. So it's just wow.
Yeah. There is a short curse in Girth Glory. The Girth curse.
The Girth curse.
Is that a thing? Is that a thing?
Girth. Yeah.
We just lowered the tone with that. Maybe cut that if it's possible.
No, keep it in. Just raise the spirits of the Purples, I believe.
Good. Well, I hope their spirits stay high.
Yes.
All very much deserved, and yourself as well. Your 10% was this season, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
And I encourage, if we can't get it up here, to go and find Gav's 5% success photo and his 10% success photo, because the difference in your face more than anything, not just the shape of it, but the smile on it, well, is just wonderful. It's just wonderful, and it really, really warmed my heart on the day. So well done.
Thank you. No, it has been fantastic. Reaching 5% was a massive goal for myself. I didn't think 10% would come around as quickly as it did. It seemed to take a while, but when I think about it, 2 seasons dropping 10% body weight, that's pretty good going. And I think I'm 1.1 or 1.2 kilos off 15%.
As of last Friday.
Yes.
So we good to get that against the blacks, not against the greens, right?
I might keep it for the greens.
Gavin Edwards, thank you so much for coming in to this sauna.
It is a sauna.
Where can people find Espresso Yourself and when?
Espresso Yourself, Christchurch Centre, Malpas Road, and the next session is 20th of November, so was it a week Saturday, 10 o'clock. So get yourself down there, guys. Sweet treats prepared by my loving wife's hands.
And coffee and a waistcoat.
Coffee and a waistcoat, yes.
See you then. Cheers again.
Thank you.